follow the code.
And I would have too if, you know, that one you couldn't,
And then-
can we just put that on the property tax?
Yeah.
Okay? All right, I like that.
Um,
Now,
And that's why
There is-
it
there
is.
is-
in the-
there is one issue ongoing right now, but I'll remember.
okay. Now, the issue of town guys plus, opposed to contractors, where are we on that?
Right now, do town guys if they have time. If not, you see, right now, you're charging $25 an hour per person. That's your rate.
Town guys,
Well, for everybody.
yeah.
Okay, so you ought to be able to pay a contractor for that.
Do we,
When action is required, mine order is required, it's performed by the department or by a contractor acting under the section.
So-
Each person who holds a fee interest or a life estate in the property cited shall be jointly and severally responsible for the following costs, and there's about 5 different costs. Legal fees in enforcement, penalties incurred on the citation, the actual cost of the work, or the bid price of the work performed by the contractor. Administrative costs to cover the processing of it, like her
Yeah.
time or enforcement officer wages. I mean, 6 ways till Sunday. We tried to cover all the bases. And
well, I got the word that after we order cleanup, what do? Do we call a contractor? And I'm thinking, well, that's not even been resolved yet.
No, sir.
she-
Well, it is now. It's a directive.
Okay.
Okay, period.
Yeah, so
All right. Sir,
you're saying they'll put this on the property taxes stuff, that's all good, but you're gonna have to have a pot of
I've
money
already done that.
to pay for that.
I've already done it.
Well, sure, but
It's gonna
you
take a
either
while.
ignore
If they
it,
don't pay it,
ignore it.
we're gonna have to eat it. The town's gonna have to eat it. We know
Yeah,
that.
it's gonna take a while.
And if they don't pay, you know, it's not, we give them the bill immediately. But if they don't pay it, yeah, we'll put it on property taxes, but we're gonna have to pay somebody.
becomes a lien, and that's provided for. Or you can seek reimbursement as otherwise
Yeah,
provided by
and
law.
we'll do that. But meanwhile, if it's a $200 bill, yep, the town's gonna have to eat it.
Unless you do it yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think you're right, I think it's a very awkward, situation to go through property tax, there's no other way.
I'd rather pay Boardman $30 to mow my lawn than have you do it for $200.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think it should cost about that. Time we
Okay.
have
I would suggest that.
administrative fees in
And I agree.
But when you write that warning, you know, you have to say that. You have
Well,
to,
I'm all
and it's
for,
in there.
if you're gonna issue one, you do that, I'm all for taking pictures.
Yes, you should take a picture, but you have to say a statement that indicates, it's in this list,
Yeah.
indicating the obligation creates. You might wanna say, she has a list of those costs. It's gonna be, you know, $100 to mow it, it's gonna be approximately $100 for administrative fees, so that they have some idea.
Well, I'm writing a letter, so.
Thank you.
I should include that.
You'll be writing the warning,
Yeah.
right? Or you-
That's the way it's done.
Right, and so it's got a list in here, what has to be in the warning.
Okay.
It has to say 7 different things, and they're not hard. But the only one that he would probably need help, he would need to ask you on some costs to
Okay.
put in there, the estimate.
before the meeting, I drove past the guy on West Street. He's been worn and worn and worn and worn. He may have moved out, I don't know what's bigger, but at least it's cleaned up. And now his weeds are about that high. Do we send a guy in tomorrow to mow it?
No, you're gonna give them a notice.
Well, that time they'll be,
Well, I get, it's gonna rain anyway, so you got about 4 or 5 days, probably be a little bit wet, but you know, the sooner the notice goes out, the warning.
Scott's gone, but down at Teddy Reagan's place, the Johnson grass is already over the limit. And by the time 10-day notice, well, last year it got to be 6 foot tall. And of course, Johnson grass is a state identified noxious weed that ought to be eradicated. And,
Well,
Huh?
wasn't last year just weed killer allowed to be put on the weeds?
one
and
time,
outside?
after they were 6 foot tall.
Yeah, just
Okay.
weed killer.
We beat this horse enough tonight, I think.
Council, would you like for me to advertise that again since you're asking for enforcement? Just it.
Yeah, but you better watch right there, and this particular one, that's cut off.
Right, it goes to the net, I
I
saw
couldn't
that
imagine
too,
though.
yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm
It
missing
goes
something.
right here,
Okay.
That's
There
gonna be
it
a
is.
huge cost.
yeah, it will be.
It is?
Yeah, that's
What,
what.
500 and some,
But it really gets tiresome for me.
Oh, God.
And I don't wanna take on anybody, I just want a system that works from point A to point B. I know, and our employees know, and our departments know what step 2 is. And if we don't know what the next step is, how can you possibly do your job?
Totally agree. So, we'll have that. Okay,
With that, hang it up.
we're not gonna hang that.
I say way too much,
Yeah,
so don't advertise.
so do I have people run off from that. Okay,
yeah.
other announcements. VFW will award scholarships to area's graduating seniors. Invitation to Indiana Railroad ribbon cutting ceremony. Everybody's invited, is that correct?
Yeah, I just need to know who, Thursday, June 20th, 12 o'clock, and I just need to RSVP by June 7th.
I'll do it.
Okay, in relation to that, the town has piles of stuff out there along that property and that alley right away.
Mhm.
And I was hoping Doug would be here. I don't know how much of that we have to have on hand. How many of those piles belong to the town, how many are Riggins' property, merchandise? We need to get rid of ours
Yes.
or find a better place to put it.
Yes, sir.
I bet you if you asked Teddy Riggins, he could come up with an orange fence to put around that. That would help.
That'd be worse, but thanks. Orange? No.
Well, it's OSHA requirement.
Construction fence.
Or you could put up
That
a-
would just draw attention to it.
Yeah.
Or you could put up a big welcome sign in front of it.
Anyway.
All right.
John, are you going?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
RSVP
gotta
right
take
now,
care of
that's-
that.
And did you want me
Okay.
to advertise that?
Well,
or not? The new
yeah.
ordinance? Did you want me to advertise it or not?
They tried to set 'em off.
No.
And Leo was supposed to tell me.
Let's try now.
Okay.
Okay, are we under warning?
No, they're just testing.
Okay. Citizen input.
He doesn't know where he left it.
I don't know where he left off.
Okay.
I just had a couple things.
Okay. Well, I don't want to beat the horse anymore, but if you got somebody that's not beating the horse,
Yes,
go right ahead.
two things, two different things.
Okay.
Not beating the horse, but now that we're in grants, we have an issue that needs immediate attention on North Spring, okay? Saturday before last, when town was doing their, townwide cleanup, initially the Boy Scouts were gonna come and clean up that property. The lady had been stockpiling trash in that barn forever, and there's furniture in it, so whatever. However, went up there, it's not fit for children's hands.
No.
But lady has no money. But it needs cleaned up. Like, I remember hazmat.
Yeah.
County health officer, no solution. Somebody's willing to do it for free. I don't know what, but it needs addressed.
Prisoners?
Yeah. Something.
Well, it is a horrible situation of accumulated garbage. I even hate to have the town employees for it.
I do too.
It's almost a hazardous
Yes,
site.
yes, but it needs.
Contact the contractor.
I think they could with a,
Contact, Serpro. They're at event centers. Okay, see what they cost.
She owns the property.
Well, mother actually owns the property.
Is it
Mother's in
the
Cape
mother?
Heart.
Is it the mother or the,
That's the daughter that lives there, but the mother lives in Cape Heart.
because when she comes in, she always says that she lives in her grandpa, such and such as
Grandmother's home.
no, grandpa.
Oh,
And it's,
When I had a flood in my basement up here, I had Serpro,
yeah.
and they were there redoing walls, redoing everything.
this
Okay,
is,
and it's, but contact somebody like that and see if we can get a contractor to do it. If it's hazmat and what it costs. so forth. Cause that's the only solution I can think of,
But
John.
how's
Maven
it
does
gonna be?
hazmat.
What's that?
Maven does hazmat.
Yeah.
Maven does hazmat?
Yeah.
Well, they cost, a whole heck of a lot more than what we've got.
I don't know, but
But Serpro, my bill was like, I don't know, $3,000, but they did the walls and everything else.
You go sweet talk Lance and he might do you.
I was gonna say, maybe,
You just never know.
Maybe's donated stuff.
second issue.
You just never, you never
She's
know.
having a hard time paying her water bill.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know the
And
answer.
food and other.
Yeah,
Show Wilfred.
If you talk to Kathy, you'll get a lot more than you will with Lance.
I'm serious.
Well,
You know,
Hey,
all you gotta do is ask.
you're a shot.
I think
You're a
our-
shot.
Me?
Yeah.
Want me to call?
I think our guys
Call
with
Kathy.
a front end loader could do it safely. I wouldn't wanna ask them to.
I wouldn't either.
Well, why not if they didn't have to touch it much? I mean, are you just talking bag garbage?
Well, sort
It started out that way.
of. Mixed with everything else.
yeah,
It's bad news.
that was wrong.
So we could be in a few $1,000s.
They work
I know
the
that.
sewer plant.
I
But
mean,
what's worse,
I don't know.
when people sick,
I mean, I don't know what else.
But
I don't
if
know.
we do that, then does she have it set up to get it collected again? I mean, is it just?
Well, no, because I mean, I think by the church-wide service was gonna take care of that, and she won't be collecting. I mean, it's obviously been collecting and going on for years. It was what it's like, cause it was an enclosed space and what have you. She didn't like the trash service. I'm gonna go with, you know, well, so now we gotta rectify it. I mean, I imagine once we have trash service, there won't be an issue.
And Maven's a good group, a good one for donating. They just gave the church
alright,
a few $1,000.
see,
Okay.
if not, we'll have to get town employees and see, have Doug look at it, see what he can do.
Second issue,